All right, we're going to try this again. I'm live for real this time. So come on in the room. Sorry about that. I ended it. That was me. That was on me. I'm here. Okay, you can come in. Come in for real this time. Hey. All right. So much to talk about. I'm going to bring our guest up. Hi. What's up, everybody? I'm so excited to dive into the thanks, Lay. Man, it's been a day. I've been up for so long. I feel like I've been up since yesterday. Hey, Karen.
What's up?
What's up, girl?
Good afternoon.
So I'm gonna real quick, I always have to start off my Thursdays with a Married at First Sight recap. And I know you don't watch this
season.
Hey, I love you too. I'll start off Thursdays with Married at First Sight recap. It's gonna be short. I just feel like recap's gonna be short all the time because it ain't hitting. It ain't been hitting like
really?
You feel me? So if you have not watched yesterday's episode of Married at First Sight, they basically give them a little task, talk about love, go on dates or whatever. So they go on dates. They talk about, do you love me? Yes or no? Check the box or whatever. Yes, it was very embarrassing.
So should I even?
You gotta watch it. It's
okay.
The whole season's gonna take you on a roller coaster of sorts, if you will. Doggone Paige. We already threw out the whole poor Paige movement. We're not supporting Paige anymore. She just loves to get hurt. We've already the fact. Chris is.
I hear so much about him. I don't even watch the show, but when people talk about Chris, it seems like I'm watching it. Like I hear so much about Chris.
Chris
should
work. Chris needs work. Paige needs work. We're still rooting for Bree and Champagne Vinny. Okay, Champagne Vinny also needs prayer because he has emotional work that needs to take place. But we're rooting for you, Bree and Champagne Vinny. That's the only couple that's gonna work. Okay, that's the only couple that's gonna work this season.
What's that? 1 out of 5?
Yes. Okay. Ryan and Clara. I don't know what's going on with them. A lot happening there. Eric and Virginia, chop it up. Just call it quits. Who else? Oh my God, Jake and Haley. Very cringeworthy. I can't stand to watch them on the screen.
Yikes.
Just the whole season is cringeworthy. So y'all go watch the episode. I'm still contemplating on whether or not I want to. I come to the conclusion she's just doing it to stay on the show at this point. You talking about Paige? I agree. She's just on the show at this point. I'm going back and forth whether or not I want to do like reaction videos on YouTube, which will require me to actually like write out my reactions, figure out how I want to respond. I'm still going back and forth with it. So yeah, and yes, Michelle, you have to watch it. But let's introduce our guests. For today, it is my sister. It's my friend. Then it's my sister.
There you go.
It is
a lot of people just throw that sister title in, and it's like, wait, are we friends?
Right.
Let's go. Yeah.
Friend first. Then she became my sister.
Yes.
It is none other than Kai Stevenson. And Kai, please let the people know who you are. Like,
what's up? So I'm Kai Stevenson. One person calls me Kaikisha. I am a 26-year-old student pursuing my master's degree in industrial organizational psychology. I have a blog called Talk to Me Blog, where it's a platform where I share real life experiences just through the lens of faith in Christ. I am a daughter, I am a wife, a sister, a friend, and I do a little bit of content creation on the side. So yes, there's a lot happening in my life.
Yes. Kai, it's so funny. I always like to take my friends on a journey and be like, yo, how did we even meet? And for most of my friends, it's crazy because like can't really pinpoint how we met for some of my friends, and
Yeah.
one of them is like I can say like, oh, I met you here, but I can't remember like the day when we were like, oh, this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey. Hey. So yeah, we met through Paige and Ashley, mutual friends. You came to Robinette's for G4. And I can't pinpoint like when it was like, okay, we're gonna be friends. Like I can't remember. So, but we're friends.
But we're and so she recently, if you haven't subscribed to her blog, make sure you, number one, go follow her on Instagram. Number two, go subscribe to her blog, because as you all know, March was Women's Month, is Women's Month.
It is Women's Month.
She released a blog post last week. And the blog post is entitled Women's History Month, a synopsis of my friendship history with women. And you know, Women's History Month, we celebrate women, right? But
Yes.
no one talks about friendships with women at that, right? We just celebrate women. Oh, women are great, this, that, and the third. But women struggle with being friends with each other. And that is especially true for me. It's true for her. When you read the recent blog post, and when I read it, I'm like, yo, like I can relate. You know, ever be like, dang, she ain't have to add me though. You ain't have to.
Folks were, I think Leia was like, this has me triggered. And I'm like, I know it's triggering for most people that are going to read it, but it's a necessary conversation to have, especially growing older, trying to establish relationships and build community. Like, we're women, we're thinking about who's going to be taking care of our kids if something goes wrong, or how do I communicate with this person, or how did they hold me down in a certain situation. So as I'm getting older, I'm evaluating, like I said, those relationships and those friendships a little more. That's why it's going to be a synopsis of my friendships.
So talk to me a little bit about how hard it was for you to build and develop healthy relationships with women. Like, where did that start? How did that start?
So it started in elementary school. There were girls who were quote unquote jealous that I always hung out with guys, or I always had guy friends or a boyfriend. Because I grew up in a house full of boys, it wasn't abnormal for me to just hang out with boys and understand boys, communicate with boys, be a tomboy, so to speak. And the girls were rude and they would talk about me. I got into fights, like it was bad because a lot of them didn't understand like how I was able to overlap and communicate with the boys that they wanted to hang out with. So that's where it started, elementary school.
Yeah.
Why did we learn? Yeah.
I can relate. Sorry. I was gonna say
it's okay.
I easily made friends with boys because I have brothers.
Right.
Friends with girls was often hard, and it wasn't that I never got into fights with girls. It was just that they would talk about me, or I just fit in. So I never had like a group of girl friends. I would always have maybe like one girl friend, or one friend that I would label as like a best friend, so to speak.
Right.
But it would always fizzle out whenever she would get a group of girlfriends, and
exactly
fit in with a group of girls. So how did you combat that? Oh, Sherelle said, I wonder if there's a correlation between having brothers and growing up with guys in the house to making friends with mostly guys.
Yeah, probably because we're both only girls, all brothers. Like, we have guy friends, we're cool with guys. I know other girls who have like only brothers. There's a slight correlation. I wouldn't say that it's like the main factor, but there's a slight correlation. What were you saying, Lauren?
I was gonna say, how did you combat that? Like, when you in elementary school, you said you made friends with boys easily. You got into it with girls often. Like, how did you cope with that, or did you at all?
So in the blog, I talked about how in middle school I tried to venture out. I was like, okay, girls, they seem cool. Some girls seem okay. Let's see what they're talking about, how they're reacting to certain things. And that's funny, Leia, because boys are low maintenance and I'm a very low maintenance person. So when I did start creating and building these cliques in middle school, it was like I would just attract to one of my friends. So there was a group of 4 of us, and I would be like, I want to hang out with her. More of a one-on-one personal low maintenance thing, and having these huge groups of friends, having to understand and maintain all of the different things and clothes and all this different stuff. I just wasn't feeling it. And girls will make you feel like, oh, you're not it if you're not attracted to what they're attracted to or doing the things that they're doing. Girls will let you know that that's not it. So just combating, like realizing that girls, I'm gonna hang out with the guys because I want to be low maintenance. I want to chill. I don't want to have to be worried about who's gonna be there, what's gonna be up, like all that type of stuff. So just the maintaining the low maintenance. Hey, get out of here with the girl slander, bro.
That's because, like, y'all know me. I'm the most girly girl.
Yeah, you are.
You think of. So, like, you know, I was never the tomboyish girl.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's just an interesting dynamic. I think for you, you know, you attribute it to you being low maintenance and just like your interests. You had common interest, and
yeah,
it was just like girls were mean. You're right. They were just
girls are mean.
Yeah, you're
Yeah.
right. I want to bring up there's a TV show, a very popular one, Insecure, HBO. Insecure.
Oh, duh.
Everybody knows Insecure. And they kind of put a spotlight. They did put a spotlight on friendships and friendship breakups. And friendship breakups hurt worse than actual romantic breakups. And they actually kind of put a spotlight on that in their last season. And they explored the reality of sistership heartbreak. I want to talk a little bit about that. Have you experienced that? I have in my lifetime. Have you experienced that? And then how did you kind of reconcile that, if you have at all?
So I am actually in the midst, to be transparent, I'm in the midst of grieving a friend that I'm losing or lost at this point, I would say. The healing process is taking a little bit of time because you think about all the years, all the times, all the conversations, all that you've shared, your families knowing each other, like all of this stuff that you have to go through. And just like a relationship, you bring a guy around, he knows your family, your mom's asking about him, this, that, and the other. Parents asking how is so-and-so, and you're really like, I don't know. Or like, how are they doing? And you reach out, hey, how are you doing? And it's a disconnect. It's a trying on your part and not on their part. Or you're trying to figure out, or I don't have closure in this moment while I'm losing this friend. I'm the type of person that's like, do I even need closure? Because at this point, you can stay over there. But so I have not gotten closure. I don't know why our friendship is what it is. I don't know if I said something, if I did something, if I was just being myself and they weren't willing to evolve with how I was evolving. So I'm actually in the midst of reconciling and healing from losing a friend, for sure.
Yeah.
I'll let you know how it is when I do get over it.
The whys I often think about, and there's a little bit of an age difference between you and I, not a ton, but but about like the why behind it, different reasons why could come into play: miscommunication, outgrowing distance, life events, right, marriage or babies, or just different levels in life. And I definitely experienced that on so many levels with the same person, right? Like talk about traumatic life. Like I think about it like I don't want to call it like a battered relationship, but it's just like you continually go through it with the same person, and you'd be like, dang, do you want to be my friend or not?
Do we gotta keep doing this? That's funny because that's what's happening in the next in the next part of this blog series. I'm talking about how we have to have those honest conversations with our friends. Like, yo, do you need me to be your friend in this season? What do you require of me? But here's what I require of you. Here are my expectations from you in this season. Here are my expectations. Tell me yours. This is what I don't like to do anymore. I don't want to do this. I don't want to keep going back and forth. So that's coming in the next part of this blog series of how we have to communicate that elevation. And we have to communicate how and what we need from our friends in these different seasons.
That cracks me, because I don't know. I was saying last night's episode of Married at First Sight was Ryan went on a dang on date to eat donuts, and Ryan was trying to have this real conversation with her, and she was just like, you know what? This really sounds, you really brought me here to eat donuts and listen to this self-help talk, and I just want donuts. Like, she was like, you trying to have this real conversation, I'm trying to eat donuts. But sometimes we do need to just get to the nitty gritty and have that
exactly.
Like, look, I know you here to have drinks and drink mimosas with me, but I know.
Yikes, I'm back.
Is you really my friend right now? Is this the season? Don't be wasting
Is this the season? What do you need from me? I'm growing and I'm evolving in these areas. Are you coming or what? Like, do I need to come back for you or what? So just communicating that and being and giving grace, like giving grace in the elevation as well, and understanding where they're coming from. Once you have those conversations, you'll be able to give grace and develop that faith in your friend in those moments.
Good. That's so good. At what point in the relationship is a conversation like that necessary? Like when something or that. For me, I say like at the beginning and in the middle, like it's kind of like when you start a job, it's like ongoing, it's like continuous improvement, right? Like just checking in. Like for me, I was having a conversation with Kai, and I told Kai, like, I send text messages, random text messages to my friends all the time, like, hey, temperature check, am I being a good friend? Like,
how am I? Tell me how I'm doing. It's just like a personal checkup. And I think once you look inward, introspective, you'll begin to be like, okay, have I been being a good friend? Have I been communicating the way that you need me to communicate? And that boils down to love languages, which friendships are relationships. You can't treat your friendships like they're just, my friend's always going to be there. No, you have to put in the work and put in the effort. And on the blog, a lot of people were commenting like, I want to build friends. I want to heal from my past, but how do I develop these relationships? So I'm super excited to explore like how and why we should do that.
Like, honestly, you have to start thinking of your friends as an investment, right? Like, they're a whole person. They're people that contribute to your life. And if you don't start looking at your friends as a contribution, like, you're looking at them wrong, right?
Yeah.
That means they're like, yeah. How do you define friends? Like, back to my point, like, if they're not contributing to your life in some way, like, you're not my friend. Like,
I look at friends. So our friendship, there's a great balance between checks, rebukes, there's grace. We have real conversations. We support each other 100% up and down. I'd be like, Lauren, don't do that right now. Like, wait a minute. Like, just because, you know what I mean? So I think you can put the boundaries on your friendship. You create those boundaries. Whatever you need in a season, in a moment, whatever you need for your lifetime. And I said this earlier, I'm getting older. I'm thinking about who's going to be raising my children if something happens to me, or what's the community or the village that I want to build for my future. I always think about the future and how I want to develop my life, elevate my business, elevate my husband's life, elevate my friend's life. What can I give to them as well in certain seasons of their life?
Yeah. And too, I think, thanks, Bree. I think too, your friends are going, like, your group of friends, your definition of friends, will evolve as you evolve. I think it's crucial. too, right? How you define friend when you were in middle school is going to be different from how you define a friend when you're in your 20s and when you're in your 30s. One, because your priorities are going to change. That's how I looked at it, right? When I was
and like back to your question, that can be when you have those conversations about what you need from each other and how you want to operate.
Yeah. And two, when you start like understanding how you value yourself, like I value myself differently from how I valued myself when I was 19, right? Like I understood I understood myself differently now than when I did when I was 19.
For sure.
Right? When I was 19, I didn't understand my worth. I let people treat me any old kind of way. Thus, I let people walk over me. I let people use me, abuse me, and now it's like, no, fam, you're not about to walk into my life, take all my resources, use up all my time. No, you're not going into my life and take from me. No, I'm about to set my standards, set my boundaries, like, and articulate how you're going to be in my life. So I think it takes me a long time to put people in the friend bracket. That may be good or bad. Not sure yet. I've experienced both the good and bad consequences, right? So to your point, once you identify how you want people to show up in your life, I think that's when you can fully define where you place them in your life.
Exactly.
And we talked about this on Y&R, Leah, how we put people in, how we label people, right? Sisters, brothers, friends, like they all have a different role.
Well, we talked about this too, like being friendly and having a friend, like that's totally different. I can communicate with a multitude of people across cultures, across boundaries, everything. I would not go off and say, hey, this is my friend just because I had a friendly conversation with them or I have friendly conversations with them consistently. That doesn't mean that they're my friend. Friendship does take a while to develop. Like there's an example. I thought some people were friends because of how they communicated with each other, and kind of find out they weren't friends. So it's like it's your definition, your boundaries, how friendly you are in certain situations, how you want to develop the relationship.
So I've people that I'm their friend, but they aren't my friend.
Yeah, I get that. That happens a lot as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so I have a question for you, Kai. Did you ever have a moment in our budding friendship, like at the beginning, that it was temporary or fake? Like when you were like, all right, like this ain't gonna be.
No.
Or like, or that you were maybe going to self-sabotage it in a way? Like,
ooh, self-sabotage. Yeah, because you being Lauren and how you are bubbly, outgoing, and me, and I'm just like, okay, all right, Lauren, I don't care. Or like you used to get like we had a conversation about this, about how you would be super excited about something and I would be excited, but I would show my excitement differently, and you'd be like, bro, like, are you excited? And I'm like, yes, I'm excited. I'm just showing it in a different way.
the reason why I brought it up is because I think after we experience trauma or like a life event, such happened in high school for you or middle school, we can oftentimes find ourselves falling into a cycle of sabotaging ourselves, whether it's with friendships or even like romantic relationships or something like that. Like, I'm afraid of the same thing happening to me, so I'm not going to get close, or I'm not something happen. So Leah, to your point of just like, I'm having trouble making friends, or even for me, like I continue to repeat this narrative of like, I'm having trouble making friends, or I don't make friends easy. Could it be because I'm repeating this narrative because of something that happened way back when? You know what I mean?
Yeah. So in the blog, I talked about something that happened to me in the past in high school. Go check it out. And from that point, I did have guards up, like, hey, I don't really want to talk to you about this, and this. These subjects are off the table. No, you cannot go in these places of my life. You can't go in these areas. Like, and that in college, people were trying to become friends with me, and I'd be like, excuse me, like, what are your motives? What are your intentions? And I would just look at them with a side eye all the time because of that experience. And even up until like a couple of years ago, or even up until now, some of my friends have been trying to build relationships past what we have now. And one of my friends literally was like, you know that we can talk about this because I'm not here to do that. Or you know that I'm here to just listen to you. I'm not here to take your ideas. I'm not here to try to take something else from you. Like, you know that you can chill. And like when she said that to me, I was like, yo, maybe I am still holding on to what happened to me to a certain extent. Like, yeah, I'm healed over the whole situation, but a little bit of residue was left over, and it was showing up in my friendships, like even today.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, for sure. Holding on to those past hurts and being like, hey, looking over your shoulder, trying to make new friends, it won't help. It won't help.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the golden question: how to heal? How to recover? Like what?
That's what we're learning through the synopsis, okay? Because
basically go subscribe to the blog is what you're saying.
basically subscribe to the blog. But no, through this, we're learning. It's a collective. A lot of people had started a lot of conversation around it, like, hey, I really want to build these friendships, but why? And alluding back to what I said, check yourself, check that residue, because every time you try to build a friendship and you feel like it's not working out the way that you want it to, I feel like at that point you have to look inward and be like, okay, what do I want out of a friendship? What are my expectations for a friendship? How is this person going to be in my life? Do I see them in the far future? Do I just need them in this season for this reason? And once you evaluate that, I feel like that's when the healing comes, and that's when you are more comfortable being yourself and treating yourself like a friend, so that way you can treat others like a friend as well.
Treat yourself like a friend.
Yeah.
That's so wrong.
Yeah.
That's so key.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna let that sizzle. I'm gonna let that simmer, because we don't treat ourselves right.
No. Yeah.
Ourselves right at all. Oh, that was a word. That's why I had to sit.
Hold it in.
I gotta let that one. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Oh my God. I got any more questions for
Any questions for me?
My sister, not y'all. Sorry. My sister. What's
funny?
And then go follow my sister Kai. We are live just talking about faith and friends. Definitely have to self-evaluate, because if I want a friend and I'm not going to put in the efforts to maintain the friendship, it's pointless.
It's pointless. And I think a lot of people get lost in that sauce. Like they jump out and start developing friendships. And then it's like, wait a minute, this wasn't what I expected. So now you got a friend on the corner hanging, and now you pulling back, and it's like, okay, what is it? Like, and then again, that's when that conversation about what's happening, what do we need to do to readjust? Because I value you as a person and I value you as a friend. How do we readjust? So yeah.
It takes effort. What's your
A lot. My longest friendship was, I was like, no, my longest friendship, I'll say 12 years. I'll say.
Mine?
It's probably longer.
Mine is. I don't know. I can't count. What's the math?
Michelle, how long we been friends? Since I was like 5?
I can't do math. She gonna be mad because I don't even know. We just talked.
When y'all meet, y'all was freshmen in high school?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a while ago.
13.
13?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
13.
Yeah, Michelle, for real.
But that is all the breakups we've had.
See? And y'all break up to make up.
The breakups, like, that's what I mean. Like, they include like the miscommunication, it includes the distance, it includes the life events that happen, it's the trauma that comes with it, like the whole Issa and
Molly.
friend's name?
Molly.
Molly, the whole Issa relationship, and how the impact that you felt watching it.
Yeah.
I
remember watching that last.
Yes, I lived it. The gut in your stomach feeling, like that was me in my bed.
Yeah. So how did y'all, so what are some of the conversations that y'all had to evolve, or are y'all having one right now, like to evolve and grow in your relationship?
Yeah. So I think the first big one we had was when she moved. She moved, and we probably didn't talk to each other for maybe 5 months, maybe close to 6 months.
Oh, wow.
Her stuff was still in the house, while she was living miles and miles away. And finally she just called and was like, look, this is ridiculous. We got history. Oh wait, no, but okay, so that was one. It was another time before that. We almost didn't talk for like almost a year before that. And that had to do with just like a person, a roommate situation. We were supposed to live, ended up not living together in college, all because of a person getting in the middle of it. And I felt like she should have had my back, and she didn't. Again, expectations just wasn't communicated.
Right.
I think her mom intervened. It was just like, Mac, Charlie, y'all better than that. So again, someone having to intervene, have a conversation. So it was, again, miscommunication. And now we've just gotten to a point where, look, I know you, she's like, Lauren, I know you're sensitive. Me saying, look, I know you be needing space and time. So it got to a point where we had to learn each other.
Right.
Learn how we communicate, and then accept the fact, like, all right, I know how you rock now. I know how you roll.
Exactly.
When we pick up, we go, yeah.
That's with relationships, when you're pursuing and being pursued, like there's a dance that happens, and you're like, okay, learning each other, learning your habits, learning what one likes, what one doesn't like. And once you get in that smooth, like that rhythm, that's your friend, like that's your friendship, and you understand each other, and you are able to give each other more grace in some of the seasons where it's like, hey, you're standoffish, but it's like, no, I just need my me time. So yeah.
We got rolling in for you.
Yeah.
Talk about how it's been trying to maintain friendships since you've relocated. How has your move impacted your friends?
I noticed that some people that we called each other friends, a lot of them, location matters, because of like being able to hang out and being able to do different things together. But I've been trying different ways to communicate with friends, and FaceTime, and like if some of them have children, it's so writing letters, hand personal notes, stuff like that. Girl, I wrote you a letter before.
You gave me a card?
Oh, a card. I'll get the line paper out and write one for you. So I've just been doing little personal sentiments like that. And some of it's been reciprocated, and some people I know, like, okay, I just catch them the next time I'm in Michigan, or like whatever. And then it's just a mutual feeling. Okay. How do you deal with guilt?
About not spending as much time with your friends. Example, different life dynamics / life cycles. Yeah, because you married now, sis. You got all single friends.
I do have all single friends, but with that also comes a balance. In marriage, you have to have me time. So sometimes schedule your me time with your single friends. Like make it a part if you care about your friends. For example, Lauren's birthday. Like I was like, okay, I've just been in the house. Like it's just been me and you for a while. So we're gonna separate for a little bit. He needs his me time. I need my me time. And my friends understand I am a married woman. My life is very busy. Things are happening. So they know if they can catch me, they can catch me, and we communicate the catch. And that's it.
That's dope. That's
Yeah.
and your single friends appreciate it.
Yes.
How have you changed as a friend? That's loaded.
That's very loaded. I feel like my friends should answer how I've changed.
So I think Kai has been more direct as a friend. Like she's definitely been more changed to be more direct with her expectations that I've learned and seen. So I think that is she's changed for the better, I think. And been more reflective, I think. Yeah, much more graceful.
Yeah, I will say that. I agree with both of those. I'm showing much more grace in my friendships and showing a little vulnerability and transparency. Yeah. My R's. Okay. Transparency has been key too, especially during this season with my relocating and needing a support system. So, yeah.
All right, you got to answer it for me.
For you, how have you changed as a friend? For our friendship, you have developed more of an understanding for who I am and my simplicity with life. You are becoming more a tad bit, I'll say direct as well, because they used to be that way, but just a little more direct. But yeah, you're becoming more open and interested in my life and lifestyle. So
yeah, I find myself making more time for my friends.
Yeah,
which I attribute to God, because I don't know how I'm doing it.
I forgot. Jesus was a good friend. He teaches us how to be a friend.
Oh, that word, you are preaching.
Yeah. Any more questions?
Right. This is good.
This is really good.
Go follow Kai Stevenson _ and then go subscribe to her blog, Talk to Me blog. As she continues on her synopsis of her friendship history with women, because we're still in Women's History Month, and it's a very important thing to unpack.
Yeah.
In a world of reality TV and cattiness, not only does it show that women are catty, but I think it's important to just unpack just the whole notion of like women can't be friends, or women can, right? Like
women can be friends.
We can, with intentionality and investments.
Exactly. And time. Yes. We can be friends.
Yes. What's up, y'all? Well, I definitely appreciate y'all for tuning in. This is I'm gonna have to have you back on Lunch with Lauren. I'm gonna give it a few months though, because I'm gonna need an update. Because that there's gonna be closure.
Okay. For sure.
Good closure, that is.
Yes. Hopefully people make friends during this process or after this process.
We didn't talk about making friends during the time of a pandemic.
I've been seeing a lot of people talk about Bumble friends, like moving to the area, and there's a Bumble, Bumble, the dating app. There's a Bumble friends where you if you want to hang out, want to do something, you put in what you want to do, where you want to hang out, and if a group of people is going there, you just hang out. But to me, that's not a friend. I just met you to hang out. I just wanted to have fun. Yeah, Bumble BFF. I just wanted to hang out. I don't know, maybe friendships. What'd you say?
People are that desperate to make friends.
Yeah. I know some people who have the internet friends are more of their friends than the people that sit next to them. Yeah.
Don't mention that to me, but my introvert is not quite sure.
Yeah. I wouldn't.
I didn't know that was a thing.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm with you, Leia. I don't know that I would. First off, talk about being vulnerable and like putting yourself out there. It's like
Just going to meet some friends.
very.
Like going to meet people that you don't even.
Hey,
Yeah.
this is my name. This is my life. Like I think being somebody's friend is very intrusive. Number one, like I think being a friend is a little bit more intrusive than like a relationship aspect. Because like I think being in a relationship, you can hide a little bit more, right? I think just in my opinion, like okay, this is just all
Yeah. Okay.
y'all have to agree, right? Because you can a relationship.
You are.
There's some superficialness that goes along with it, right? For a romantic relationship, some people are just very focused on like the external. Are you cute? Yes or no, right?
Right.
They care very little about what's on the inside. Whereas a friendship, they really want to know you. They really want to get to know you. Like,
Mm-hmm.
you know, who in your family, they want to be connected to what you're connected to. That
Mm-hmm.
give a friend. This is just my interpretation. Too intrusive. What? Lauren, to me, it seems you're good at making friends. How do you do it? I'm not good at making friends.
She's a friendly person. She's...
That is the thing. So, okay, it's really funny. So, backstory on my quote unquote rebrand. Um, my rebrand for Lauren Melissa, right? So when I had my consultation, if you go back and watch Darius Denzel Lunch with Lauren with Darius Denzel, and we talked about the strategy session or whatever, and he was saying, maybe he didn't say it, but this is what we talked about, right? And he was like, you know, I think about Lauren, I think about how easy it is for you to connect with people. And, you know, when you seem like, you know, people want to be your friend. Like, you come across as like somebody's best friend. Like, people want to be your friend, homie, you know, neighborhood home girl, neighborhood home. I'm like, this, when I see you, this is what it is. Great. Like, that is the perception. This is what people think, right? Like, great. All perception, not the reality. I would love to be everybody's friend. Okay? Y'all just got to be friends with me.
Oh gosh.
Dang. So all them girls not your friends? No. What girls was you talking about?
Yeah, okay. This was great. Thanks for having me here. I'm excited to see what people have learned and how they develop from
Why are you trying to get off the phone?
it's 12:45.
I know what time it is. Hey.
Okay, you got 5 minutes.
So all them girls not your friends. What girl?
What do you mean by that? She's talking about never mind. What
So
do you mean by that?
the girls at my birthday party? Those are my friends.
Those are some of your closest friends.
Friends. Those
Like 8 people.
yeah, those are my friends.
Yeah.
You my friend too, Michelle. What you mean?
There's levels.
Levels. Okay, we're gonna have you on the show. Hi. Next time we talk, we're gonna talk levels to this. That's gonna be the topic.
Okay.
Levels.
Okay.
Friendships take as much work as relationships. Some
Yeah. We talked about that. Yeah.
It's a lot.
8. Yeah. See, Michelle is more of a low maintenance person. Like you can't have multiple because some people can't have multiple. And you have to realize that for yourself. You can't have multiple friends because of the way that you have friends, the way that you nurture your friends, the way that you communicate with your friends. Like some people need one-on-one time more than others. Others like groups and like so it's just depending on who you have.
Yeah, that's the thing, man.
Yeah.
I remember I was befriending, and that's gonna be my last story. Like I was trying to be this girlfriend at church. And baby girl needed a lot.
Yeah.
I don't want to say everything. people will probably figure out who it is.
Don't say nothing.
But like, she needed a lot, and it was just like, I can only do this much, but to her, it wasn't enough. And then it was like, you're not being a good friend. And I'm like, what you mean? I did X, Y, and Z. Like, I did a lot.
Yeah.
And sometimes you're just not meeting their expectation. And so it's like, you can't be everything for everybody. So
in every moment, right? And one person isn't going to give you everything. You're expecting multiple layers and multiple things from one person. They're like, wait a minute, I don't even, where's this coming from? Like, how do you do that? Like, yeah.
Yeah, and it could be,
it's deep.
I'm a low-key introvert, okay? So I'm an introvert to the T. So like, I get exhausted real quick when I'm around big groups of people. So if I have a friend that is an extrovert and they got to be around a whole bunch of people, like, to their groups of friends, I am the stuff one, the bougie one, the she this, she that. I get labeled so quickly.
Yes.
That's also another reason why, like, maybe I'm just not everybody's cup of tea.
Yeah.
So
that's for sure.
It's just
for sure. I do not groups. Even with friends, like groups, I'm like, okay, it's been like 25 minutes. I can't do this anymore. Like, it's too much. I'll retreat. I might laugh. I might be like, hi.
Yeah, I am that friend. I'm that who I gonna be their friend.
Yes, I can. It's a lot.
Yeah.
And people do be like, why are you acting like that? Or I don't like the way she looked, or like all that type of stuff. And it's just like, I'm in my space. I don't know what to do. Yeah.
Yeah, I may not find all of my friends. One friend might be my creative friend.
Right.
Friend or whatever, just giving examples. Yeah. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Introvert living an extrovert life. That is me. This has been. Thank you, Kai.
Yes. Thanks for having me on, Lauren. And Lunch with Lauren friends.
Right. Y'all are my friends. So
Lauren loves the internet, friends.
Hey, if y'all want to be on Lauren, slide in my DMs for real, because I would love to have y'all on the show. I hate to call it a show. Can we think of a new name? It's not a show.
We'll think of a new name. We'll think of a new name.
Lauren, though?
Yeah, Lunch with Lauren. Oh. But you don't like the word show.
Oh, so. New title.
New title.
Okay, so yes, Lunch with Lauren is still happening. If you want to be on the show or you want to be on here, slide in my DM.
Wow.
Sorry. I'm going to have y'all on for lunch.
Yeah, I didn't even bring no food because I'm like,
I totally, but
I'm gonna eat.
Conversation.
Right.
I'm gonna have y'all on live. Just slide in my DM.
Just like, you want to join my live?
Yeah.
I'm on live. What y'all doing?
Y'all want to talk about? Because we can chop it up. You know, it could be a hot topic.
Cold topic. Lukewarm
topic.
Oh my gosh.
I love y'all.
Thanks for having me on.
Bye.